Hi, good morning everyone. Today we'll be talking about our great nation united, Alysutopia, laws, economics, so we can understand more about our country to help you become a better lawyer. Does anyone want to state the voting requirements for our nation and why it is different to Brazil? Anyone? You.
Well, our country lets us decide on who becomes president and who gets to be the head of the legislative and judicial branch. This is different from Brazil because we get the choice to vote, while it's mandatory for Brazilians to vote.
Good job, Isabel. Now that is true. In my country and yours, determining the best way for people to help the society can get confusing. On one hand, people are inherently good, so they should express their ideas and have a say in how the society is run. However, on the other hand, we tend to argue and judge each other. Therefore, we all agreed to give up our right to impose our opinion on others, while we maintain our right to express our opinion. Instead of making decisions for others, we express our beliefs to representatives. For example, I could tell my opinion to my representative for my province on what I believe they should do to help my family. They could listen to me and bring my opinion to the higher branches, so they don't have to listen to my opinion. If they don't listen to my opinion, then I will try to make more people also agree to my opinion. From there, I will try to bring the attention back to any representative.
Yes? What about the economy? Why is it that when we pay taxes, 10% of it goes to the unemployed?
Well, there are two answers to this question. Why do we provide unemployment payments, and what should other people do if they disagree? As far as why we provide unemployment is concerned, the government believes that having some safety net is better. What if your dad lost his job tomorrow, and there is no more money for your family? How will he be able to pay for your food? Well, the government wants to help and make sure that your dad will be able to put at least food in front of your family, and clean water to drink and take showers in. Therefore, the government raised the taxes for everyone who works about 5%. What happens if you disagree on having to pay taxes with 5% going to the employed? You can bring your opinion to the representative. Your representative is usually the person that helps you understand why the government has this law, which usually stops the arguing. Does anyone want to explain why the country has worker protection, what the rules are, and why we use worker protection instead of economic efficiency? Yes, you may explain.
Okay. Our worker protections are that we have to be paid the minimum wage or more, and that you can't work longer than 8 to 9 hours, including lunch break. As for why, I'm not quite sure.
Thank you. That was good. There are two answers to why the government has this law that are very similar. Our government gives us worker protection because they believe everyone should be able to support themselves and their families. They also want to make sure that people are equal in the way that if a man or woman who work hard for long hours and not even get the minimum wage, where they can't provide for their family and their children and themselves, they wouldn't be fair or equal and cause an uprising between the people who are competitive people who could harm each other by making them work hard and not paying them enough. Yet our people show concern for one another. Therefore, the government wants to help us by putting a safety net, which helps the people show their concern. Therefore, the government created this law. The law is especially important because the government wants to protect the people.
So what about our free speech?
Yes, what about it?
Well, why did our government choose equal say over free speech?
Well, they realized that it would be better to have equal say, which would cause less people to fight. This is the main goal for the government, to make sure that everyone is safe towards one another. Having equal say helps make sure of that. Does anyone have a sibling or relative in the Army? Okay, well then most of you know that joining was their choice, correct? Does anyone know a country where they don't get to choose to join the Army? Isabel?
Israel.
Yeah, that is correct. Israelis have that law, for they are at war against the Palestinians and their neighboring countries. Though here, our war isn't big. Therefore, we only ask the people to volunteer. Men or women can. The government knew people would volunteer because we are all competitive and brave. Therefore, some people will sign up. Yet, just in case we do go in a huge war, the government has something that they call the draft. The draft states that every male above the age of 20 must place their names in the draft, and women can volunteer to do so if they choose, which you're mandatory to go to war if you're chosen. The thing about the draft is that you might be chosen to go to war, or you may not be. You never know. Now, before you are dismissed, does anyone have any questions? No? All right, well then, that would be class. Thank you all for coming. Please have a good day. I'll see you on Thursday.